What if an NFT held a secret? A key. The hunt begins this Thursday on DeOrganized.
Every post is a signal. Give it fuel. Boost eggs, the social value layer.
Let's go! What's happening, my friends? Your old pal Peace Love Music up after dark with an awesome episode of the Let's Go DeOrganized Nightly Show, brought to you live by DeOrganized Media in partnership with their excellent friends over at Bitcoin Live Decentralized Broadcasting. It is Wednesday evening, about 20 past 7. Guys, we do not know where GP is. Do you know where your GP is? If you've seen him, let us know. But we have some amazing guests here right now from the Battle for Hadda project. We've been following this for a while. We actually hooked up with these guys back in Vegas back in May. We've had them on the show a couple of times, and going to bring on the crew here. We have actually Legend. I am so out of sorts doing this at night, man.
Yeah, it's completely different, man.
Yeah, it's way different. I'm extra tired. I'm not. I just woke up. I'm cranky tired. I'm like I've been up all day. I'm cranky tired. I'm slap happy tired. Yeah, man. How you doing? How was your stream?
It was good, man. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. We're gonna bring in. We have Mark Ordesky, Jane Fleming, Greg Hale, Battle for Hadda Hale, and Nick Junes in the house. What is up, y'all? How are y'all doing? So why don't we go around the room, everyone have a chance to introduce yourselves. Let's start with Mark. We'll go clock.
Hey, everyone. I'm Mark Ordesky, producing partners with Jane Fleming, and really excited here to be talking about Battle for Hadda today.
Excellent. Jane.
Hi, I'm Jane Fleming. Mark and I have a traditional media, film, and television company, and we've made several things with Greg Hale, who was most famously the producer of the Blair Witch Project. And he, a long time ago, he came to us with a crazy thought that led us to right now. So we're all involved in Battle for Hadda.
Excellent. Greg, nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Thanks for having us on. Yeah, Greg Hale, filmmaker, primarily filmmaker by trade, kind of a writer, creator, done a lot of transmedia work, like Jane said. Probably most people, if you know me at all, it would be from doing Blair Witch Project back in the day. I'm the kind of executive creative director of Battle for Hadda, which is part of a big fairy story world called Emerald Anvil, and we're talking about Battle for Hadda, which is the digital collectible game that we're launching next week.
Wow.
Right, and Nick Junes.
Hey, I'm the founder of a company called Ownerfi.com, and I am sort of the tech partner for Hadda.
Awesome. So, and Ownerfi is the tech entity that. What do you do with Ownerfi?
I started the company, so it's my company. We were doing NFTs from 2017. I think I actually wrote some of the original NFT code.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, Nick's our secret weapon. He knows all things. And in addition to the four of us, we're working with Trio on the Mint, and then Mood Labs has been helping us a lot. Meet people and get us out there. So it's been really fun, like a good group.
Nice. Yeah, and the Trio group is awesome. We had a great time meeting up with them, a lot of them, and Vegas as well. We've known Perp Toshi for a long time, and from the old Node Rocks days. And actually, I know Nick rocks a Node Monkey, and Jack and I really got to know each other pretty well in the Node Rocks unrugging event, where it was a rug derivative project of Node Monkeys, and there was a really awesome community vibe there for a while. So like there's a little bit of a synchronicity resonance there with the Node Monkeys and the Node Rocks in the house. And Perp Toshi also is a Node Rock brother, and also Keegan, one of the guys over at Trio. We met we met over in Vegas, and he was really cool dude too. So, and Jack's done some stuff on Trio as well, and Ordinals bot. So we're friends of the community there as well. We also got Nosferatu on stage joining us. He's an OG in the Stacks communities these days. He's actually newly minted as a DeOrganized ambassador, and he's also one of the founders of the Stacks AI Guild. Really excellent chat. How you doing tonight, Nas? You with us?
Hey. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. Hopefully
Nice.
y'all can hear me.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. I'm actually we can hear you clear, but it could be louder. I'm gonna bump you a little bit. And we also have Prince K in the house. We got a full house tonight, guys. What's up, K? How you doing tonight, brother? You with us? Kate is also a newly minted ambassador for the DeOrganized project as well. So, guys, I'm really excited to talk about Battle for Hadda. I've been excited about it since the only person I think that might have been more excited about it, talking about it at Vegas, was Jack, because Jack was like just waiting for a project like this to come along. He's an OG NFT guy. He's run some communities with the Rue community. He's big all over the place. And what you guys are doing definitely speaks to him. It's kind of like the stuff we've been chatting about for a while, and what we'd like to see develop here, where it's on-chain, interactive, community-based development, entertainment in a game form. And it's people can actually go to the emeraldanvil.com, right? Is where the website
you
is
can do the overall, story world at emeraldanvil.com, but you could also just do battleforhada.com and go directly to the Battle for Hadda part. Get to it either way.
I love the aesthetics. The aesthetics, like, it's just like it just looks like the golden age of gaming, right? Like, it's just like, I don't know, the color schemes, the font, everything. It looks cool. Like, it just looks like a place where you want to go have a good time already, right?
Well, we love it. I mean, we're so excited, and I don't know, Jack, if you've been Jack was an early, our first fan, we like to say. And it's really, you've been, wonderful at introducing us into the community. And so we're thrilled to be here. And a lot's happened just since we last spoke. I think we were on probably a month ago. And obviously we have a mint date, and we're going forward, but we've also released a lot of our art. And, you can actually pick right now, which dominion you want to be in. In fact, I don't know who's controlling this, but if you hit choose a side, we can take you through live, and you guys can actually choose your dominion.
So, like, for the sake of the audience who might not know, just what's like the basic, premise of the world and then the game, like, because when we're talking about dominions and choosing your sides, like,
Yeah.
Let's go into what that means for the fans.
Yeah, so Emerald Anvil is the overarching story world. It's a fantasy story world based on fairies, but not like twinkly Tinkerbell style fairies. More like a fairy world that's Game of Thrones, like brutal politics and conflict. And this fairy world called Hadda has been interacting with Earth for thousands of years. And very broadly, about 150 years ago, a human caused a catastrophe called the Breathing that destroyed about a third of the planet of Hadda. You can see there on the map, the black part. So the basic setup, you've got a third of the planet that hates humanity with good reason, a third of the planet that's neutral about humanity, and a third of the planet that is still supports humans, mostly for various religious reasons. So what we've done is launched this story world, and we've got 4 different storytelling platforms that we've done. We did a novel called Journey to Hadda. We did a podcast called Black Velvet Fairies. We have a board game called Glim, a physical board game called Glim that's going to start shipping next week. And then also next week, we are launching Battle for Hadda. And Battle for Hadda is our Ordinals-based interactive storytelling game, where what we're doing is very much inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. Is Battle for Hadda at the beginning is going to be building out the map of Hadda and fleshing out the dominions, which is what the fairies call their kingdoms or dominions. So you're going to build out the map of Hadda by buying pieces of land, hexes of land that are going to be represented by a Magic the Gathering style card. Those cards have attributes and powers built into them that's all kind of based on the lore of the Emerald Anvil lore. And then you're going to use that card to play an interactive storytelling game on Discord, where you're going to flesh out your dominion. You're going to come up with different story points and visual things related to your dominion. You're going to establish the alliances and enemies of your dominion, and then you're going to flesh out how your dominion interacts with the 4 main dominions that are in the novel. So we have some canon story world stuff that we've established, mostly in the novel. But what we're really doing is like handing over at least part of the reins of control of the story to the Ordinals community, to the people who buy these gaming cards, and allow them to participate in building out the world with us and really kind of directing where we're going to go with the story. And that's it in a nutshell.
And that's a lot, right? Like, you know, we're sitting here, we talk about Bitcoin, we talk about ownership, and basically when you get right down to it, you know, you're giving people ownership into their story. Like that would be akin to like being able to write the canon for Star Wars, right? Like, you know, that's cool. Like that's some next level stuff that just hasn't really been super available, right? Like this got to be very exciting as people who are storytellers and you know, people who have been in this industry. That's got to be pretty cool to think about for y'all. Like where you're actually, like you said, you're giving like that control over to your community to kind of guide the fate of what you've built.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but again, to use a Dungeons and Dragons analogy, it's really more like we're the dungeon masters. Collectively, we're the dungeon masters. So we know where the story is generally going to go, but it's the difference between like how you would play a first-person shooter where you've gone through campaign mode and there's really only kind of like one path that you can get into the story, versus like an RPG style story where you kind of know where the story is going, but how you get there is up to you. So I don't think we'd allow the Ordinals community to completely drive us off the edge of a cliff, but you know, we're willing to go close to the edge of the cliff. There's some story points, you know, that we want to hit, but if how we get there changes dramatically based on how people want to interact with the story world, we're completely open to that. And Battle for Hadda, these digital collectible trading cards are the first step in doing that, and all the powers and stuff that are connected to the cards. That's kind of like your key to the kingdom, so to speak, key to the dominion.
That's very cool. So I mean, you collectors, Ordinals collectors, what they're getting here is they're getting, like you say, the keys to a dominion, you know, keys to a game. They're getting like the chance of having something that might wind up being like, because everything's going to be an integral part of the game, but might wind up being like a very, very valuable part of the game that, you know, and you just might strike gold, right? Like, I mean, that's cool. Like the things that make it rare, because NFTs and art and all these things, it's all about rarity and this, that, and the other. But in this instance, you could have something pretty valuable that you just wind up minting that everyone else needs or everyone else wants, and that's just an extra layer of excitement, you know.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it also lets you have an experience. So I think that there's actually the ownership, but that ownership buys you a ticket to engaging with like-minded owners to affect, you know, not only your own personal experience of this game, but also to affect other people's personal experiences of the game. So, you know, we're really excited about it as you know, all the possibilities in creating this community.
Yeah, and that's the key word, isn't it? It's the community. You know, like that's like the whole Web3 thing. Like it's the community's real and it's important. And I mean, I know y'all have been so busy working on this for so long. How's it feel right now, getting this close to launch? Like, I'm especially curious about this, considering your storied careers. Like, how does this compare to things you've done professionally in the past? Leading up to this mint.
There's similarities, like in the nervous factor of whether you're going to your first test screening, or your film is premiering, or your film is opening, or your TV show is starting, and you're wondering how people are going to react to it, because you really don't know until it's really out there in the wild. You can test things all you want, but until it's actually out there, you really don't know how it's going to go. So there's a lot of excitement. We've been working really hard on this lately, especially Nick has been bringing all the technical details in line. So I've been working really hard on it. So there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of positive anticipation, but there's also a lot of nervousness about, are people going to care? Are people going to respond to it? Is it going to work? So that's where I'm at personally.
And how do you feel, Nick? Like you're an NFT OG. Like this has got to be a pretty different, like, I don't know. It's got to be kind of wild going from like when no one knew what NFTs were to now we're like bridging NFTs into a pretty uncharted territory in terms of mainstream adoption.
Yeah, well, this is different for there's a lot of different things that are happening that haven't happened before during this mint. Like not only is like the IP interesting, and we've got really awesome storytellers and this brand, which is already more established, and the lore is already built out. Like more, I would say the lore of the Emerald Amble universe is bigger than the lore of any previous NFT project that's ever existed. For sure, actually by miles. If you look at like what's already been written, and like the board game and all of this has already been done. So there's that part of it, but then there's also the tech, which is like what we're doing with the pre-sale, which is sort of the pseudo-random experience where part of it is randomized, but you can also choose part of it. So it's not just a slot machine. It's like you're having a say in what the slot machine is doing. So there's it's an element that I've never seen before in another kind of mint. And then we're also allowing people to like mint with a credit card, and we're sort of integrating every single thing that you can integrate into this mint. And then there's like going to be another phase of it where it's minted on Trio. So we've got like part of it that's minted on our website where you can choose your dominion, and then there's part of it that's going to be minted from the Trio website that's more like randomized. So there's a lot of moving parts to this. I would say it's one of the more complex NFT or Ordinal project mints that's probably out there that exists. So there's there's a lot of innovation going on. We'll see what like works well and what doesn't, and we'll be able to.
That's super interesting. So I'm absolutely going to be minting. I am already team Balsic. I'm in the Discord. Binta is actually a part of the DeOrganized crew too. She is one of my favorite people. She
She's the best. Every morning. She's our little angel. We love her.
We have her do our morning space because how can you not feel good after hearing her voice?
That is exactly right.
Yeah.
So she's I love her to death, and you guys having her as the community manager for the project was an ace move, because I can't help but go in there and say hi just to say hi to Binta anyway. So, and that's how I know, she's keeping me informed on what's going on with the project too, and she's doing a great job. But I get a little bit fun and friendly competitive, but I do get a little bit competitive. So, all of you guys that are not on Team Balsic, you're going to have to settle for second place. But to what Nick was saying, and this is all new info for me, so there's going to be mints where I can fuse the world to my NFT. I need to understand that a little bit better.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying basically is that in previous mints, there are there's like a bucket of a few thousand, NFTs or whatever, and then somebody buys one and you just don't know what you're going to get, right? Or you buy something you know exactly.
Oh, so I could on the website versus Trio. Like I can go to Trio and I can mint, and it'll be like the random whatever you're gonna get kind of mint, which is also fun. Yeah, that's the degen
Right.
style, which if you're in Ordinals, that's really what a lot of your audience is. But also, if you're more interested in I want some pieces for the game faction, I can go mint those specifically on your site.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you get in early, then you have that upgrade that you get to pick exactly which dominion you're in. And not only that, but that amount of the size of those dominions is going to change depending on how many people select those dominions. So the collection is not even finalized yet. The collection will be finalized based on what people choose to buy during that pre-sale phase, which is going to decide like the strength and size of each one of these 32 dominions.
That's awesome. I really love that. That's super novel and very interesting. While you guys were all having that awesome conversation, the game master joined us, Zenitron, on stage with us now. Zenitron has actually created something called encrypted NFTs on Stacks with his Skullcoin game. He comes on the morning show every day, and we play a live game called Find to Earn, where people have to. It's sponsored by many of the meme coins on Stacks, and people have to come on and find locations using Google Maps. And the first person that drops the correct coordinates wins the round, and they get some Stacks tokens. But he's also tomorrow we're launching his second version of his on-chain game, where there's a seed phrase treasure hunt. There's 10 wallets, 24 word phrases for each wallet, and the NFTs mint for 1 STX each. And they're encrypted NFTs, so they have on like the marketplace or the front-facing info. They have the word seed phrase number, so where it is in the phrase, and an icon designating which wallet it goes to. But when you have it in your wallet on the website, you get more information. In this case, it's the seed phrase word that goes in that spot. So it's a treasure hunt game for seed phrases. So he jumped in, and I'm sure he's got to be interested in what you guys are building too. How you doing tonight, Zenny?
Hi everyone. Yeah, that's very interesting project. Very nice art, lore. I'm just asked a very simple question. Where can I see any gameplay video or test of this game? Because I didn't find a single one.
Yeah, it's not a video game. It's an interactive storytelling game, and the storytelling interactive part is going to take place on Discord. So you'll get your game card. Hopefully during the pre-sale when you pick your dominion, that card will allow you to get into a dominion-specific Discord channel, and then we're going to do a 3 or a 4 month long weekly interactive storytelling where you're going to build out the details of the dominion, mostly kind of in a text-based. There's going to be some visuals, but mostly like a text-based kind of thing, like Dungeons & Dragons. This is way more like Dungeons & Dragons than it is, say, Skyrim or.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zenny, do y'all play? Did they play D&D?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like global or not. I never thought about that before.
Yeah, D&D is very cool concept. if you have the good game master.
Well, we've got the best game masters, I'll brag on my partners, but Mark Ordasky, who was most famously the executive producer of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the original, the OG Lord of the Rings trilogy, has been a dungeon master since he was 13 years old, Mark.
Yeah, and actually
he's
still play the same
he's
campaign.
still running the same campaign with his buddies. And then Greg, of course, who was the producer of the Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch was kind of, a real life. He really was the real life dungeon master for those actors, alongside Ed Sanchez and Dan Meyer. But so in a way, Mark and Greg, and I'll throw myself into the mix a little. we've always been interested in storytelling as an interactive experience. And you know, how do you engage not only with the performers, but how do you engage with the people that are taking in the content? So I feel really in great hands with this management team.
Yeah, that's great because like humans will be always better than AI storytelling. I just dropped in private chat this website. You know, there is a AI dungeon. It's a website where you can play D&D game
Yeah,
with AI. Yeah,
I
but
think Nick plays, don't you, Nick? With
yeah,
AI Dungeon?
No, what I did was like when ChatGPT first came out, I think it was like in 2023 or whatever. One of the first things I did was like ask it to be a dungeon master to see what if it could do it, and I posted a video about it and it got pretty popular. So I know that like people are now writing whole like systems and whole like applications just to do that with AI now. Like I saw a YouTube video with somebody who made AI dungeon players, and then he acted like the dungeon master and all of his players were AI, and he would like try and figure out like, if we got them in all these situations, like how would they last? And actually it's really funny because he gave them all really stupid personalities. But yeah, so I mean there's all kinds of possibilities, but I agree, like it's probably better that the dungeon master is a human than the players, but yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll get better, but it can never be as creative as like.
So what day is the actual mint? Like, and what should people do? Like, if I want to go get my Ordinals, as an early adopter, because I like being early. I like alpha. What should I do?
Go, Nick. Go.
Yeah, just join the Discord right now. Like if anybody's listening to this, join the Discord right now and say you want to be in on the pre-sale. And then we'll tag you give you the pre-sale tag, and then we have a channel for you to drop your Taproot address in there. So anybody who's listening to this now can do that. Normally we do like collabs with groups, and we're like giving away pre-sale spots and stuff with different Ordinals groups around, but just like for all these podcasts, whatever this space is, video space that we're doing, I'm just saying like, just come and say that you heard us in the space, and that's just the easiest way.
Yes, tell them you saw it on DeOrganized Media first.
Yeah,
DeOrganized sent you.
Yeah, so the pre-sale is going to be next Wednesday and Thursday, the 3rd and 4th. It's going to be the pre-sale, and that's going to be at battleforhadda.com, and that's you can use Bitcoin to get that through Nick's company. You can use credit card. So we're going to put up a video tomorrow that hopefully kind of onboard some new people who have been following Emerald Ample, who are not Ordinals people, not NFT people. Hopefully we can onboard some people and kind of teach them how to get involved. So you got the 2 days of the pre-sale next Wednesday and Thursday, and then the 9th is the public sale on Trio. But the public sale more expensive. For the pre-sale, you can pick your Dominion, which is really one of the biggest pieces of interactivity is really picking your Dominion, right? Who do you want to be strong, right? Who do you want to reinforce? I know that we got a Balsic. I think it would be very interesting to see what Jack's going to end up being. I think we should do Jack live here in a second, but
I'd like to. Part of me wants to be on the same Dominion as Peace, because like he's my brother from another mother, like.
Well, and you can own multiple Dominions if you want. You can own a piece of multiple Dominions.
That seems like the play, right?
Yeah.
You want to know a little bit of everything.
Well, it depends on also if you have different personalities. It'll allow you to like play whatever you want.
I got them all.
There you go. Then you need one from every Dominion.
I think we should. Peace, are you doing the website?
I'm going to go do it right now.
But if you do it, you can do it live in front of everybody.
Am I sharing the screen here?
Yeah. You just walk. Let Jack make the decision, and let's see where Jack goes.
All right.
Yeah, I do my streaming stuff on a different computer than my.
But if you look at
Peace is going to walk you through it right now.
Okay, let's see.
So You guys can read this, or actually, you know what? I'll make it bigger.
Yeah, make it bigger.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is kind of like a personality quiz. Like,
Now let's do it.
the sorting.
150 years ago, a human destroys 1/3 of Hadda in an event known as the Reaving. This catastrophe divides the fairies into 3 factions: those who hate humans, those that still support them, and those who are neutral. You can shape the epic portal war between these 3 alliances by picking the dominion that fits the story you want to tell. Begin your journey. Jack, what is your stance on humans?
I mean, I'm gonna go with my in real life stance on humans. I'm neutral. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have to see how you act.
Yeah. What do you trust the most, Jack? Knowledge, intuition, or authority?
Intuition, 100%.
All right, all right. What drives you, Jack? Expression or faith and ritual?
Expression.
What do you protect? Peace or secrets?
I'm all about peace, man.
What is your culture shaped by? Art or labor?
In real life, labor. So we got to go with labor.
There you
are
go.
Team Plana.
There
Work
it is.
hard and play harder should be the motto of. Is it Plana or Plana?
Plana, I think. But
Plana.
it doesn't matter.
The Dominion is the home of Haddin, who love crafting without using glim and drinking without worrying about hangovers. That's a pretty decent. Yeah. They must have an Irish liver like me. The Planians adopted neutrality early in the Portal War to spare their home from Imperial attack, and their military is relatively weak, despite being known as some of the toughest Haddin on the disc. And you can find your community. That'll bring you into the Discord, and in the Discord there is right now descriptions for all of the factions. And there is an interactive group in there, so you can join in there, and you can share it on X as well and let people know all about it. So, Jack, at some point, you're going to go do this, and you might pick slightly differently. Although, when I went through it again afterwards, I still got ballsick, and I didn't remember any of my choices.
If we're going to be in opposite dominions, I'm just going to mess with you by calling it ball sack.
I wonder where you heard that before.
I will say I gave pause when I came up because all the names of all the dominions are they're kind of based on real world countries, and I kind of like derived the names from different languages. And when I forget what I was describing for Balsac, but I was like, this is a little close to Balsac, but yeah, what the hell?
You gotta go with it. No, that's great.
No, you gotta go with it. And I was waiting for somebody else to break the ice with the pun.
Well, I mean, that's just the thing. Like, Peace is my buddy. So,
right.
Like,
So
obviously you gotta break balls.
You got it.
You know.
Got it. I'd be insulted if you didn't, sir. I dig it. Nos, you still with us, man?
Yeah. I just got off a call with GP actually. So.
Oh yeah, I guess his dad fell and he had to take him to the emergency room. That's what
Yeah, I hope everything's okay.
I think it is, but it was something he had to deal with. He apologizes.
No apologies.
Not like him. This is actually the first time he's ever missed a show.
Yeah.
Even though we live in we like to design fantasy, real life matters. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All
our thoughts and prayers to to Kev's dad, the OG Kev, and I'm sure he'll be fine. If he's anything like Kev, and from what I understand he's a feisty fighter and he'll be fine. But probably gave Kev a little bit of anxiety, and unfortunately Eddie said he left his phone at home too, so that's why he was unreachable. And we made do. We picked it up, and we do miss him. It's not the same show as it would have been with him, but great show nonetheless. So, Nas, what do you think? This is your first time, right? You haven't seen Battle for Hadda yet, have you?
No, actually, I haven't. But I'm a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons, though. So if it's anything like it, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be really dope.
And that's
And,
our hope, right? Like, I think, Jack, to what you're talking about, I think that the level of interactivity will be as much as people want, but it's not, some people may just buy land and sit on it and not participate entirely, and that's okay too. Like I always say, is that if I could have owned a piece of Winterfell before Game of Thrones was even a book, I'd be pretty psyched, right? I would have engaged with that television show and everything that came after in a totally different way, even if I decided I just was going to sit back and watch it happen. So I think it's exciting. It plays on a lot of levels. I think that people like Nas want to who like D&D want to get in and play. Yay! Like, we're going to be thrilled about that level of engagement. But if they just want to be there and watch things happen around them, that's great too.
Yeah, I wonder if we should engage the AI Guild in some content creation or something about this. What do you think, Nas?
It wouldn't be a bad idea to see you as a Balsic or a Balsac. Sorry, I often wouldn't be a bad idea to be a generated
Make it happen,
image.
Nas.
Now
Make it happen, Nas.
now it's gonna happen.
Oh, I should also mention that your power to make decisions within your dominion. I think we always forget to tell people this. That your power to influence your dominion is determined by your Glim power, and that's like the amount of Glim that's added together on all the dominion cards that you own. So if you happen to have like more Glim power, because if you have 3 cards and one of them is like a capital city or something, then you're going to have more decision-making power within that domain.
Nice. So you vote your Glim.
Yeah, right.
And the mints will have different amounts of Glim, or the cards will have different amounts of Glim.
Yeah, and that is randomized. So there is a little bit of that slot machine mechanic going on in the pre-sale too, but within the dominion that you select.
Nice. I love a little bit of variable here and a little bit of variable there. Not too complicated, but enough to make it interesting. I like it. I really do. I honestly think you guys are doing a great job with this. And so really next week is coming. This summer has been the fastest summer I've ever experienced. I can't believe it's like back to school already. And we got
Absolutely.
everything's happened so fast. So
And Greg and Nick, I don't think you said what the price is. So we might want to.
I thought I did. It's $40 for the pre-sale per card. Per hex is $40 in the pre-sale, and it's going to be $55 at the public sale.
Well, that's what you get for being late. I just have one question to ask. Are there any traits that's like a legendary Greg Hale beard trait? Like that, to me, that would be the ultimate trait in this collection.
The Hadda grow hair. It's exactly the way humans do. There's no difference. Actually, Balsic has got like there's an interesting thing with Balsic where a little Easter egg that I put in Balsic is like they've discovered evidence that there was some kind of other Hadda that used to live where Balsic did that's different than the Hadda that exists now. So I'm kind of thinking, there might be some cool storytelling stuff that we can do with that. But the Hadda that we know of, all like basically look exactly like humans, except they can manipulate Glim with their bodies. They can make wings out of Glim to fly. They can make blades appear on their hands and use those as weapons. They can craft using Glim. They can heal people using Glim. But otherwise, they look exactly like humans.
Still, even among humans, that is some epic beard genes, man. Like,
although it maxes out here. Partner Ed, his doesn't stop growing. He can do like full Gandalf, like down to the belly button.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Greg, your beard's gotten really fluffy white.
I know.
I'm thinking of
Yeah, I'm thinking Mall Santa might be a good side hustle.
I mean, it really. I've known Greg for a long time. It used to have a little more salt and pepper.
It used to be when you first met me. It was it was still brown.
And this is what Battle for Hot has done to Greg.
Yeah, no shit.
Guys, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, and I love the storytelling component. I love the gaming component. I love the evolution of the space. You know, it's things like this that, you know, we look at like the financial part of Bitcoin or the financial part of crypto, and you can point to different events and say, okay, that just sped up mainstream adoption, or that's going to speed up mainstream adoption. And when you look at this, you're seeing mainstream adoption of like a very important part of crypto that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily think of. But, you know, you're talking about ownership, and you're talking about intellectual property, and you're talking about the permanence of Bitcoin, and this place where multimedia storytelling is meeting a blockchain. And that to me is huge. And I think that's the story of the battle, you know, for Hadda. And I think that's what makes this such a groundbreaking thing for Ordinals. And I can tell you, as someone who's been in this space for a long time now, you don't want to miss the groundbreaking stuff, guys. Like that $40 entry, that ticket to take the ride. Yeah, you miss the groundbreaking stuff, and that's what you kick yourself, you know, 10 times over once you know people realize what has happened and the value of it. And now, you know, you'd have to sell your car and a kidney to afford it. So
I think look, Jack, you should go on the road with us. Like you say it so cogently, but you know, the permanence is it's a big value equation for what we're trying to do here, because in storytelling, it's, you know, I mean, you know, and I'm not, like Peter Jackson always said, you know, pain is temporary, film is forever. But like this with on Bitcoin, it really is permanent. You know, celluloid can melt. Digital films can, like, you know, go away if people aren't careful about where they live. But on Bitcoin, you're talking about permanent ownership, and that gets very exciting, especially when we're going to be creating history of Hadda,
right.
And that will be forever written in the blockchain.
No, give me a holler, man. We'll take it on the road. Like that's the thing. This is real life. Like this is the reality of the situation. When you're in crypto, you know, and you're crypto native, this is the stuff you look for. Like these are the times where the needle gets moved, right? So if you're here and you're watching DeOrganized, you learned about this way before anyone else did. We're some of the first people to bring this to you. Pay attention, follow, and man, I'm very excited, and I know y'all are gonna feel better when it's finally, you know, when it's all done. I know it's been a huge endeavor, but I couldn't be more excited about it.
Cool.
Well,
Awesome.
you know, it's always fun when you're like learning while going, and, you know, kind of playing on instinct. And honestly, your support of our idea right from the very beginning gave us a lot of wind at our back, honestly. So
yeah, for sure. Yep.
And I do think we're excited more because, you know, it's we're going to all find out together. Like, we have a theory, and then our owners are going to take us on a collective ride. And, you know, I think as storytellers, that gets pretty exciting because it's like playing tennis, right? The owners will throw something our way, and then we'll like hit it back, and then we'll just keep playing a really fun game.
Right. It's going to be a living game. You know, it's really it's going to be very, very cool. Very, very interesting. Super novel. I'd love. So why don't we quick go around the room? Anything? So mints are on the pre-sale is the 3rd and the 4th. Is that right?
Yep.
And that's on. What's the website again, Nick?
Battleforhadda.com.
Battleforhadda.com. and that's the early pre-sale. You have to register. You can actually get over into the Discord for that, but you got to have a Taproot address.
Yeah, you gotta have Taproot address. Gotta have some kind of browser extension that has a Taproot wallet to participate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that, like, Taproot means ordinals or runes address. Like,
right.
Yeah. Some people,
so a lot of people don't know, even though they have a lot of ordinals, and if you're on Unisat, you don't need to know. You don't actually have to use Taproot on Unisat.
Oh yeah. I usually use Unisat, so I don't even think about it. But yeah, I think some of the other wallets you have to like actually switch to the Taproot one, and the Taproot one is like the one that usually starts with like BCP,
right,
etc. So that's the Taproot one. But if you have any of the wallets, if you have any of the browser extension wallets, we're using the Laserized library to connect to the browser extensions. It's pretty good with connecting to all of the major browser extension Ordinals wallets. It'll just switch you to the correct chain and recognize the correct wallet address, and you'll get an error if you're like trying to connect the wrong. So you won't be able to connect to it incorrectly. You will need to have at least some kind of browser extension that is Ordinals capable, like Leather or Xverse or Unisat. But if you're on the wrong wallet, the wrong chain, or testnet or something like that, you'll get an error. So it's really hard to mess up. You just need to have one of these browser extensions installed, and you don't even have to have Bitcoin, because through the pre-sale, where the credit card option will actually just, because we're going to airdrop everybody their Ordinals for the pre-sale section. So you can just pay if you don't even have enough Bitcoin in your wallet, you could just pay through credit card, and then 4 days later, when we actually send all the Ordinals, you just get it in your wallet.
Cool, and it's basically the same price if you pay
same price
with a credit card. Or I could pay with Bitcoin, but at that point, I might as well just convert some more. I might as well DCA into Battle for Hadda, right, rather than spending my Bitcoin.
There's an interesting hack there, yeah. If you want to buy into Bitcoin through our credit card, that would be a really interesting way to buy Bitcoin. But yeah, technically you could do that.
Nice. I like it. So
and the interface, Nick, the pre-sale interface that Nick built is really beautiful and intuitive. I'm kind of excited about people just seeing what Nick has built for the pre-sale. It's really cool, and a really cool reflection of the whole world. Kind of get a feel for the world, even in the interface of this built.
Yeah, you're going to be able to see in real time what people are buying. So, you can look at all the dominions and say, okay, this one's at 20, this one's at 35, this one's at 40, whatever. And then figure out like which one you want to buy into, or if you see one's about to max out, because they max out at 140 each. So you can get, that dominion's about to run out. And so, yeah, there'll be a little bit of a gamification going on in that process.
Nice. Can't wait.
Awesome stuff, guys. Cannot wait. Any last words? Anything we didn't cover before we wrap for the night?
No, I think
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
always a pleasure. You guys are great. Great vibe from the crew. Love what you guys are building, and thank you for coming and joining us tonight. Really appreciate it, guys. Check out Battle for Hadda. It's emeraldanvil.com, right? Emeraldanvil.com.
You can just do battleforhadda.com.
Or battleforhadda.com. But the Discord is Emerald Anvil as well, right?
Yeah.
And so get over into the Discord. That's really where you want to be. Check out the website. If it looks cool, and of course it does, get into the Discord. There's a link on the website for the Discord there too. And if for nothing else, just go say hi to Binta. Everybody loves Binta. Binta's in there. So
exactly.
That's worth a join there. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Zenny and Nosferatu, for coming on, and Jack, Legend of Stacks Legends, for always being the man and actually connecting our community to these fine folks and what they're building here. It was a great show. I do, again, much love to GP. Hope everything's okay. He said it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, our best wishes for his dad's speedy recovery for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be okay, but scary situation. But
All right.
we will keep him in our prayers. You all have a blessed night. Thank you all for tuning in. I am Peace Love Music. We are DeOrganized Media, coming at you on Bitcoin Live, decentralized broadcasting every Monday through Friday, or sometimes just Wednesdays and Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the night show. Y'all have a great night. Take care.